Great. So, hi, great. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, my name is Emma McGuire. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm head of revenue operations here at VideoElephant. And I just wanted to kick things off with a quick introduction before we dive into today's session. So, we're here to show you our video platform. It's a tool built with, I suppose, newsroom workflows and publisher needs in mind. It gives teams a fast and efficient way to browse our video library, find content that supports stories they may be working on, and publish it through a simple MRSS feed. Um, I suppose while the platform's design is intentionally straightforward, it's been found to be incredibly effective. Editors can kind of quickly search by topic, select kind of the most relevant assets, and line them up for publication. It's already used by many top publishers across North America, Europe, Australia, and today, hopefully, you'll see why. Leading today's session is my colleague Carolina Jones, our content strategy manager. Carol knows our library inside and out, much better than I do nowadays, and she really brings a strong editorial background to everything she does. She absolutely understands what publishers need and how important it is to be able to find the right content quickly. I would just suggest that you hold your questions until the Q&A section. But if you have anything pressing, feel free to plug them into the chat box and we'll answer kind of what we can. So yeah, with that, I will hand it over to Carol to take you through the platform. Thanks so much, guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Emma. Yeah, welcome to our webinar. I'll start here quickly with the agenda. So obviously we've had a quick welcome. I'm going to show you guys our customer success team. Emma, of course, is part of that. And then we're going to go over a few different examples, kind of showcase how the library works, how delivery process works. And then, again, as Emma mentioned, save your questions at the end. We'll do a Q&A and just go over any other additional thoughts that you guys have. Before we start, I know, Vicky, if you can throw up the poll here for everybody. So yeah, go ahead and choose a choice here, and then we'll review quickly. So the question is, what do you hope to gain from this webinar? And there's a few different answers there. Give some time for that. Okay. All right, so top responses. Tips for finding and sourcing content more efficiently. Okay. And guidance on integrating video into our publishing workflow and exploring Curious to Know More. Okay, great. This is awesome. We will definitely go into those a bit further. So just to sum up things, Emma, who introed us, she's the head of revenue operations. Johnny, who's also here on the call, is our VP of customer success. So you've likely talked to him at some point or seen him around. He's always in a little bit of everything, and we're very thankful to have him. And then myself, Carolina or Carol. My background is in like content management. I did previously work for a news publisher, so I'm very familiar with the day-to-day, hardships and processes that, kind of publishers go through in a newsroom. So any sort of related questions or things like that, feel free to send over to me at any point. And then just another note, we'll be going back and forth between the slides and our platform itself, just to give you guys kind of a live look. So if you see the screen kind of going back and forth, that's sort of what's happening here. And before we go into examples, there is one additional poll, I believe, Vicky. Yes. So the question is, what types of content are most valuable to your audience? So that's like breaking news, current events, lifestyle, celebrity entertainment content, different types of live sports or sports content in general, or other. If you guys can please choose one or many. Okay, so majority is lifestyle, human interest, evergreen content. That's great. Celebrity entertainment and sports. Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Vicky. All right, so we'll switch over here to the platform. So this is my viewpoint essentially into the platform. So obviously I will have all content providers available. Each account will be just a bit different. If you are um, using the platform currently, you'll kind of understand what I mean. So I'll just go over quickly some of the different integrations within the platform. Once you sign in with your account credentials, you'll have access to the search bar here. You can search really any sort of topics, specific keywords, anything that you're really looking for, locations, you know, words that may pop up in a title or headline, description, tags. This will all get encompassed in the search bar. If you're looking for a particular content provider, it's a large drop down. You can search from within the content provider search bar here. So if we're looking for like Euro news, this would be an easy way to kind of search that forward. And then the duration bars. If you're looking for specific videos that's, from a minute to 2 minutes, you can actually do this with like a min and max. So you can slide these back and forth to kind of get exactly what you're looking for. And you click submit and it will refresh. I will also just note that all of the content, starting at the top, is what's just now come into the platform. So every time you refresh, we'll have new clips that have just now refreshed in. Um, and then over here on the right side, you'll see the queue toolbar. So this would be more for like static deliveries. If you're coming into the platform, in the morning and you're looking for a specific story on, um, you know, US political news, you can search the clip. We could use this example of banana crops at risk. So you would choose the clip here. You could choose one or many. You can showcase the videos here in the queue. Click into the video if you want to watch it further. And this will have all the metadata supplied with it. And then say, okay, this is, the video I want. You would click publish and that would get placed into the static URL into your CMS. So it's very straightforward, very quick and easy. And a lot of our customers use this daily in the platform. So we'll go to our first example here now that we've gone over the general rules. So just navigating search to find content you need. So one example I really want to show you guys is just the use of the search bar. And this seems very general. However, it really makes a big difference when you do this. So I would like to use this example of the word hurricane. We'll take off that duration slider there. So you'll see here, by searching hurricane, you're seeing quite a bit of difference of clips. You'll see hurricane as in like weather content. You're also seeing sports content. So let's say I'm not looking for sports content. I'm looking for, specifically related to weather. So I'll add on to us. I'll say hurricane season. And what this does is it's searching hurricane and season separately. So you'll still see in some instances, there's still some sports content because as I mentioned, this may be talking about, the hockey season, and that's kind of showcasing both keywords, but not as a whole entire search term. So what I would say is if you add these in quotations, similar to you would in Google, if you're looking for like a specific search thing and you click submit, this will focus it specifically into hurricane season related content. I find this is extremely helpful if you're looking for like a very specific search case, and you can add more than one word to kind of get to exactly what you're looking for. So I really like to use that as a perfect example of how the search bar works. Um, so this is noted here, quotations, and then different wording changes will also surface during clips. Okay, we'll go to our next example here. So that's locating content in other languages. Um, Back to the platform, we'll just clear this here. So let's say we're looking for content in Spanish language. There's a few things you can do. You can use the search bar and just search Spanish. However, I find that's sort of a bit general, just as far as like looking for content in Spanish. So one thing you can do, a lot of our feeds we have in English and then we have in other languages. So one thing you can do is actually type Spanish, and that's labeled sort of at the end here. So we can scroll through here. We'll choose Euronews Spanish and you click submit, and that will showcase all the Spanish content available. And you can do this with, a number of things, showcasing, different ways to do so. Another way that I found is really helpful, um, is actually translating the word. I found that you can also find even better relevant content. So, I know previously or in the last few weeks there was like power outages in Portugal. But let's say we don't want Spanish, we want it in French. So I will search, and I did this a bit earlier, but I do not know French. But this is a bit helpful. So this is French for power outage. We search that here. Then we're getting all of the content, of course, available in French for these different types of news stories. And I found this is a way easier way to find more relevant content, which is great. And then the third option, which is not here in the platform, um, but is available for, all of the accounts. If you have a content map, um, which is essentially our Google Sheets that we have filtered, you can search by category, by language. That's an additional way to find different feeds based on category, language, that sort of thing. And then obviously, of course, feel free to, utilize us on the content team to locate any other feeds that you may be looking for that maybe you're not finding the videos that you're wanting in the platform, or you're not finding it on your content map. We're always available to support in any way that you're looking for content. And then third example here, this is just for vertical content. Obviously, vertical or 9 by 16 TikTok style video is very relevant. It's been coming up just in the last year or so. So one way that you can find vertical content in the library is just by searching the word vertical. Now, I would say the majority, or if not all, of our feeds that contain 9 by 16 content include this tag. So that is one really cool way that you can actually filter all the feeds in our library. You can also do the exact same thing as I mentioned previously by just searching vertical, type there. And all of the 9 by 16 feeds have vertical on the end here. So this would be another quick way to kind of filter those out on a larger scale search. So we'll just choose one here. Let's see, we'll do camera one shortcuts. And as I mentioned, if you're seeing the videos here, you can click into one, watch it, check out the metadata, and then it looks great. And look into add it to your CMS afterwards. Um, and then, as I mentioned too, you can use a content provider dropdown. You can also use the content map as well. We have an additional column on most content maps where you can filter out between horizontal or vertical styled content, and that'll help with curated suggestions. And so those are the three examples I had. I think next we have our Q&A portion, and we have one more poll that we'd like to get your guys' help with, if you wouldn't mind. There we go. So, question, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to using third-party content? And this is a multiple choice, so feel free to click as many as um, fits for you. Give it a minute or so. Okay. Okay, answers here. Discoverability, finding the right clips. Yep, definitely. Integration with CMS platform, time constraints, require someone to curate content. Okay, yes, all very valid. I hope at least with the examples that I gave today, discoverability should definitely help. Again, as I mentioned, if there's something you aren't seeing or you're not sure how to filter it, please utilize, myself or anyone on the customer success team to kind of get those answers for you because we are here to help. That's what we really are here to do is make sure you guys are getting the right content. Um, I think that was all I had, so we'll leave it open to any questions in the chat and feel free to yeah, add any notes you have as well if there's anything to ask. And I'll mute myself here.
Any questions? Just put them in the chat. Otherwise, you'll know where to find us. But hopefully, we gave you a good orientation of the platform and some simple tips on searching if you're already using our platform. I know we have some folks who were here who are currently using and some who are new to us. So here's a question. Can you talk about how a news organization can integrate this platform into their daily workflow?
For sure. Yeah. So as I mentioned, I did previously work at a news publisher, actually specifically in weather. So I was actually a customer of VideoElephant. So I'm very familiar with the platform even before I even started working here, and I was already a fan. I would say the best way that, you could find content, I would immediately open the platform as soon as I logged on for the day. For one thing, just the amount of content constantly like coming into the platform day over day, like hour over hour really is just amazing. And the search capabilities are really great, especially if you're looking for a specific news story. You're looking to find, say, you have an article and you're looking for a relevant video. The search functionality is really great for that. And then, just as far as like integrating it into the daily workflow, I mean, pulling examples and showcasing them to your team, I found was a really great approach. If you're looking even for stories for the day and you're looking to write something, just looking in the platform, you can actually find pretty good like ideas and like sparks of interest for writing articles. So I would say those are some really great ways just to like add more, I guess, ideas and like, um, content focuses to your day-to-day approach. And then into the workflow, as I mentioned or kind of showcased, you can queue up a few videos, hit publish, and then use that static MRSS. You just kind of pop that into your CMS and you immediately have the content in your platform. So it's a very quick, very easy way to deliver content.
Great. Thanks, Carol. And thanks for the question, Johnny. Any other last questions? Anything else? Happy to answer. Otherwise,
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
sure, you're welcome. All right.
Well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us. As I mentioned, if you have any questions on anything I've shown here, or in addition, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available. Um, yeah, and thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Take care.